good people? It's your boy, RAYTERRY. How's it going, guys? I'm doing magnificent. As usual, I'm always magnificent, man. And you should be too. It's all a mindset. You just go ahead and think it and rehearse it and keep pushing. Even if it doesn't look fantastic, it's fantastic. So say it with me. I am doing fantastic today. Go ahead. I hear you. Do it one more time. I'm doing what? There you go. Just keep rehearsing it. No matter what it looks like, just keep rehearsing it. So it's been about like a week and a half since I've uploaded a video. I said I was going to keep you guys abreast of my journey. And since I started my journey, I've lost 4 pounds. No, I'm sorry. I've lost 6 pounds on my journey, and it hasn't been 100% easy. I got these little old bones and everything. I'm not doing as much exercise as I would like to because my schedule will not allow it. I always got other stuff going on. I've been doing some great things, doing shoots and all this other magnificent stuff that I love to do because I don't do nothing I don't feel like doing. But this is amazing because I wanted to share something with you guys because most people always ask me, they're like, man, listen, how in the world is it possible for you to always have a good day? Well, number one, it's a choice. I chose to make every day a good day. No matter what it is, I refuse to call it quits. I refuse to let the negative cloud my mind. I refuse to let the negative hold on to my thoughts. Forget about it. That's not going to happen. That's why I'm always having great days, because I choose to. Do things go wrong in my life? Absolutely, it does. It always goes wrong. But I don't see it as going wrong. I always look at it like I always say, you guys, I don't believe in L's, taking losses. I believe in lessons. Everything that happens in life has a lesson attached to it. And that's why I'm always super successful in having great days. What I'm going to do is kind of let you guys in on a little bit of some of my reads that I love to read, that I love. I listen to audiobooks a lot. And I just want to share a little bit of that stuff with you guys because these are books that actually help me along the way. Books that are kind of entertaining, stuff that I encourage everybody to read. If you don't have time to listen to an audio book, pick up an actual paper book, read that. So I'm gonna give you guys just a couple of my reads, and hopefully these reads will help you, especially with my relationship with money. There's certain books that actually helped me out because I was like, oh wow, okay, I've been doing that for a little bit, so that actually works. Oh man, this is the common denominator on all this stuff, man, is literally your mind, your thoughts. And I'd never realized that until I started indulging in books. My thought process, it's crazy. I'm not the only one who thinks like this, which is pretty cool. And there's a bunch of successful people that think like this as well, where everything starts with your mind. So I'm going to give you guys just a couple of reads, just anything off this list. You guys go ahead and grab it, download Audible. Audible is a great source for audiobooks. I love Audible. I'll just put it on while I'm in the car because I'm in the car a lot. So I'll pop on Audible and I'll just listen to some really, really cool books. So here's a couple of my books that I'm reading right now or that I've read recently that really kind of put a battery in my back, you know, something that really charged me up a little bit. So Think and Grow Rich. Great book. It literally deals with your mind of how you think. You know, we materialize things. So really look into Think and Grow Rich is by Napoleon Hill. Next book, pretty awesome book. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. I think I'm pronouncing that name right, but it's called The Game of Life and How to Play, and How to Play It. My bad. And then, you know, a couple of other books that aren't, I can't necessarily call them self-help, but they were very entertaining, you know, pretty cool stories that actually you'll find some self-help in these books though. Anyway, if you listen hard enough, I can't make this up. Life Lessons by Kevin Hart. It's a really, really good book. I actually enjoyed it. Since I always spent a lot of time in Philly, growing up as a kid, like, you know, my grandparents lived in Philly, so I always spent a lot of time in Philly. So, you know, Kevin Hart is from Philly, so a lot of things that he was talking about, even some street references, it was all familiar to me because I kind of understand it, and I kind of like visualized it and pictured it as if I was there. It was pretty cool. Another one, Black Privilege by Charlemagne the God. Amazing book. Read that. It's a really cool read. Charlemagne is a very interesting cat, man. So really, really read that book. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Amazing book. Is going to teach you how to handle finances properly so you can win. It's going to teach you how to get out of debt so you can win, because we all need to not be in debt. I'm telling y'all, man, we always champion, I need a super high credit score, and it's cool. Having a super high credit score is really, really dope. It's really, really cool. But at the end of the day, what a super high credit score means is that you are really, really good at paying interest and paying a bank back. I don't know about you, but I don't like paying a bank more than whatever it is that I bought costs. I don't like that. So it's a really good book. This book will like kind of teach you how to really, really get out of that debt, get out of the rat race of what America deems as successful, because most Americans, 70% of Americans, no matter if you're poor or no matter if you're rich, 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that is not a good thing. I don't know about you. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. So really good read, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Awesome book. Financial Peace by Dave Ramsey is an awesome, amazing book as well. It's dealing with finances and, you know, gives you steps on how to get out of these financial circumstances and financial binds. It just takes a lot of discipline. The Art of Seduction. This book is by Robert Greene. Very, very good book. I haven't really gotten too deep into it yet. It's been recommended by a lot of people to be like a really, really good read, a really great book. So I haven't really dived deep into it yet, but it's coming, and I'll let you guys know about that. But if you guys read it, let me know how you feel about the book. Drop it in the comments. Do what you do. Talk to me, talk to me. How to Win Friends and Influence People is another book by Dale Carnegie and Associates. This book is pretty cool. So if you're really a go-getter, a pusher, if you're someone who's actually looking to progress in life and business, someone that's looking to progress financially, this is a really, really good book, because you need relationships no matter what industry you're in. You need to build relationships, and you need to be able to become an influencer in order for you to really progress. So this book is a must. Now, here's another book. Really cool. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I heard that it's really, really cool. But this is in my list of reads, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So obviously, it's going to give you habits of people who are really effective and really successful. So check that out. That's going to be dope. Shook One by Charlemagne the God. It's a book about dealing with anxieties. Too many times, you know, especially in my community, mental health is something that we ignore. We call people crazy and all this other stuff, but mental health is really, really real. So really, really dive deep into this book, man. This book shines a lot of light on, you know, mental health. So really, really check that out. It deals with anxiety. It's pretty cool. So next book is Smith Wigglesworth, The Secret of His Power. This book is by Albert Hibbert. This book is fantastic. If you subscribe to Christianity, this book is really going to speak to you. It's about Smith Wigglesworth and the power and the presence of God that was on his life. It's a really cool book, really dope book. Even if you don't subscribe to Christianity, still read this book anyway. It's a pretty cool read. Next book is going to be Money and the Laws of Attraction by Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks. Dope book. All of these books actually are similar. It really deals with the power of your mind, how your mind attracts things. So read all of these books, man, because these books have a common theme. Anything that's self-help has a common theme of you pushing forward and thinking, using your mind to create whatever it is that you need to create, guys. So get that book. It's a pretty dope book. Another book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Phenomenal read. It's literally, I'm telling y'all, man, if you trying to come out of financial stuff, I promise y'all, man, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a great book because it deals with your thought process. It deals with your mind. It deals with how you say things, how you speak things, man. I'm telling you, all of these books have a common denominator, and I did not pick these books on purpose because of the common denominator. It's just completely opening my mind that these books are like, wow, it's all about dealing with your thoughts. If you feel like you're poor, guess what? You're poor. If that's what you think, you're poor. If you're rich in your mind, even if you don't have it, guess what? You're actually halfway there. The battle is already halfway won by you already thinking it. So these books are awesome. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is by Robert T. Kiyosaki. That's it. That's the best I can do, y'all. All right, my next read, which was actually a surprisingly really, really good read for me. The name of the book is Hurricanes. It's a memoir. This is by Rick Ross. This book is fantastic. Man, it explains his upbringing. It explains his rise. He even talks about, when he even have it like that. Like, it was it's an amazing book. I love it. I recommend this book to anyone who want to be inspired by someone's story, rags to riches, and not just riches, but even in his mindset of what he thought. Even in this book, before he had it like that, he already thought of himself as a boss. He already thought of himself as someone to really, really kill it and crush it in the music industry and any type of business that he was in. I'll let y'all don't know what type of business that he was in if y'all read the book. Now, the book that I am listening to right now, it has me in stitches, but it really has a real message in it. It is dealing with real stuff right now. It says the book is called How Not to Get Shot and Other Advice from White People by D.L. Hughley. This book is hilarious, but there's so much truth in these jokes in this book. Way too many truths in this. It's dealing with the ignorance of racism in America and the plight of, black folk, and there's plenty of people who feel like racism don't exist. I totally beg to differ. I've been on the receiving end of racism a few times in my life, but that's still no excuse for me not to, excel and move on in life. So those are my reads, man. I want you guys to go ahead and read this stuff, listen to this, download Audible. If you have an Amazon account, Audible, I believe, is connected to Amazon some way or the other. And yeah, man, I think I pay like $14.99 a month. And what they do is just drop credits, in my account every month. And then so sometimes I'll skip months before I just go back and see what I can read or whatever. But I normally download like 5-6 books at a time. So it's pretty cool, man. Get Audible. No, they're not paying me for this. I just think it's a really, really cool app. So a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned, ask me questions and all this other stuff. And a few questions came in, so I'm only going to read one question right now. This question is from one of my Instagram followers. Great support. There's this woman, she supports everything that I drop on there. She supports my videos. Really, really great. And her Instagram is What You Want. And she asked, can someone believe in God, have been baptized, and still take issues with the institution of church? Well, my take on this, I had to put my phone down for that one. My take on this is very, very simple, man. Yes, you can have issues with the institute of church, especially when there are people that are in quote unquote leadership or people in the church that are not living up to the standards that they portray, the standards that the Bible says that they should live. Because unfortunately, church is a very interesting place. I have my little qualms with church. I have my little issues with church myself, because this question, it hits deep with me, because I've reached a point in my life that I've questioned every single thing that I've ever learned about church. Things that just never made sense. Things that are just like super loud in my ears. Like, dude, this does not make sense. Type stuff. I know that's crazy. I know it's bugged out, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yes, you can be a believer and still have issues with the institution of church. But this is my advice to you. Be close to God, not church. Be close to God and not God's people. If that makes sense, because people will definitely disappoint you, and then they will have you completely like questioning everything that you believe if you put your trust in people, if you put your trust in man, if you put your trust in women. You will always have an issue with the institution of church if you're looking at church and not God. So be focused on God, not church, and your issues of the institution of church will soonly kind of disappear, because people are going to be people. People are going to put certain politics in place for church. It is what it is, as long as you have your personal relationship. So all right, yeah, that bugged me out. Thank you so much for this long behind video. This video is much longer than I normally like it to be, but at the end of the day, this is pretty cool. Be a version of dope and be that at all times. All right, guys, I will talk to y'all later. See you in the next video. Peace.